How you doing? How are you really doing? How your mama doing? How your daddy doing? How your daddy? You know people don't saying daddy. Your daddy. Okay, that's extra. But no, how are you doing? Like, when is the last time somebody really checked on you and asked how you're doing? They meant it and they really wanted to know, and they were really, and no, here's the catch. And how many of you were really honest with them about how you were really doing? I'll wait. Exactly. So let's check in this video, okay? If that is like your thing where you're like, okay, no one has checked on me. I'm really trying to be well. I need help. Hopefully these helpful tips really can help you to be that person who is well, because they definitely helped me and have helped me along my journey. And I say journey because the wellness journey is not a destination. It is literally a journey, guys. And the goal is for you to one day, of course, like feel like you are a healthy whole person. But until then, let's walk this thing together, y'all. If this is your first time with me on this channel, I'm Raya Janae. I'm so glad that you're here, y'all. We have fun on this channel. As you can see, I'm really silly, but I'm also a licensed mental health professional, and it means everything to me for you to be well beyond anything else. So stay around and let's go ahead and hop into the video. Excited. Y'all, we gotta stop doing this to ourselves. We have to stop putting all of this pressure on ourselves. Pressure to perform, pressure to show up, pressure to make this amount of money, pressure to be the best parent we can be, pressure to just wake up in the morning and live. Like, there's just pressure. Some of us wake up with pressure, and some of us go to sleep with pressure. Some of us dream and there's pressure. I don't know if that's possible, but some of us dreaming, and in dreams you wake up and you be like, oh my gosh, did this just happen? I don't know. Anyways, y'all, today we're talking about wellness. We're talking about wellness, and I guess before, like, I want you guys to be successful in anything or any other area of life, I want you to be well, more importantly. And so you can have the greatest business, you can have the greatest following, you can be the best creator, but if you are not well mentally, then life will never fully be fulfilling. But let's go ahead and hop into the video, y'all. First things first, I just wanted to say that this video is not coming from a therapist perspective. This is just coming from a me to you thing, okay? And so this is just what has worked for me. These are some of the things that have helped me along my wellness journey. And I say a journey because it is a journey, okay? But pressure, like I said, just take this whole idea of just putting pressure on yourself. Let's take that off of us. Even though sometimes life can bring you pressures because you are maybe a parent or you are a business person or whatever. I know for me, like, I'm a single mom, so sometimes I'm like, if I don't do it, if I don't go get it, like, what is my daughter gonna have? But when I started operating like that, it starts to impact how you are on yourself, okay? And so this brings me to my second point. Really, just to be kind to yourself, y'all. Give yourself grace. If you're operating out of pressure, there is no grace in pressure, because all you're thinking to yourself is, I only have 5 minutes to do this and I failed. Or you're thinking to yourself like, dang, didn't make it on time to daycare, or I didn't do this or that. I mean, there's pressure, and sometimes, y'all, stuff just happens. Sometimes life is just what it is, and so there's only so much you can do. And so many of you are living with this pressure of having to do all these things that are totally out of your control and out of your reach. Yeah, some things are beyond your control. And so be kind to yourself and give yourself grace, y'all. Some of us have started new jobs that you've never done before, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got this wrong and I didn't type this right. Okay, calm down. Everyone has to start somewhere. Give yourself grace. For many of you, like, I'm a new parent. Hello. Oh my gosh, I was calling the doctor's office. Zuri was probably the token kid at the doctor's office. They were like, oh, it's you again? Come on in. So I was feeling like, oh my God, I'm stressing these people out. But it was also like, no, girl, like give yourself grace, be kind to yourself. You're a new mom. You think every cold is like the flu. And it's really not, but that's a whole nother video. Anyways, so many of us are so willing to give other people grace and to be kind to other people, but you haven't even started with yourself. So really some of that kindness and that grace you're giving out is not real. You have to know grace to give grace. You have to know kindness to give kindness. That's how I feel. Other thing that I had to start doing is worrying less and praying more, y'all. When I started worrying less, and I know that sounds cliche, I'm going to tell you, when I really started saying that this is beyond my control, this is something that I cannot control or work out even if I wanted to. God put me in positions this year where I was, last year and some of this year, where I was completely powerless over the situations. There's no way in heck Raya could work one of her, because I'll plan something out. I'll have a plan in a heartbeat, me, if I could. But God literally took my hands off the wheel in so many different situations. And I'm so glad he did, because I realized when I began to pray about it that his way and the way that he saw it and the way that he wanted to work it out was so much better than my way, where I couldn't even have, if I tried, I couldn't even have done it if I tried the way he did it. So worry less, pray more. Sounds cliche, but until you try it, don't knock it, okay? Other thing I did was I journaled and I wrote things down. Okay, y'all, because my mind be all over the place sometimes. Like, I'm thinking about all the things I have to do, and so I start to get anxious when I start to think about like the day I may have ahead of me or all the things I have to do. So I start to get pretty anxious. So I'm like, I need to start writing things down. So I literally start my day off with a list, a to-do list. And I'm the kind of person, when I check the box off, it just makes me feel better. Like, make me feel like I'm killing it. Like, oh girl, you got it. So I literally write everything I have to do down. And I do categories. I do like things for work, things for personal life, and things for like business or whatever. And so like I literally write down all the different categories, and I just check the box off throughout the day. But it helps me to feel like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I can see it, and I can see if I can measure if I'm getting there or not, you know. And then I don't forget. And so like even when I go in the grocery store, I'm doing what my mom used to do when I was little. I make a list, because I have a budget, and I can't go in there buying everything, because if I do, how these bills gonna get paid? Exactly, they're not. So I go into the store with a list, but it helps me to be more organized, and I know exactly what I need and I want, and I don't forget anything. Because sometimes I'll be going in there on the phone, and I'm just talking on the phone, and I'm like, hey girl, next thing you know, I forgot everything I came in there for, and I got everything else that I didn't need. So then I'll be, whatever. So write things down. Also, journaling definitely helped me, just in my whole healing journey, but also just in life. Like, I've always kept a journal, and I go look back and look at some of these journal entries, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like girl, you was really struggling right then, or you were really happy at this time in your life. It's just so cool. And so journaling will also help you just process different thoughts. It'll help you with self-reflection. Maybe you're just like talking to yourself, or like I know for me, sometimes I journal and I talk to God, and sometimes I'm journaling, I'm just talking to myself about things that I may want, or things that have happened, or how I feel, because sometimes you can't talk to everybody about your feelings. So sometimes it's just best that you process your feelings. Sometimes you don't even know your feelings until you start writing it out. And you're like, dang, I think I'm maybe struggling a little bit. Write things down. Get you a good journal. It's almost like when you were little, you had a diary. Nobody else has to know what you wrote in that journal. That's just between you, yourself, and God. Like, that's it. You is yourself, but you and God. Unplug often, y'all. It's okay to be ducked off in your house and to just have your days. I was literally just telling my friend, I said, I just don't feel like talking to anybody this weekend or going anywhere. That's okay. Like, I talk to people on a daily basis for work. I talk to people on a daily basis on my phone. So if I want to unplug for the weekend, I don't care about anything else other than taking care of myself first, because I have to make sure I'm good so I can be good for everybody else. So if I need to unplug, I unplug. Some of us wake up to social media and we go to sleep to social media, and that is so taxing on the brain, y'all. Literally, like if you wake up and you're on social media, let's just say you're still in your PJs and you haven't even started your to-do list, but you see someone on there killing it. Oh my gosh, she's already creating this, or they're already doing this, or my meal preps. You already start doubting yourself, and you really already start comparing yourself to another person. First thing in the morning, it's like, no, first thing in the morning, just wake up and love on yourself, love God, like pray, at least thank the Lord for waking you up to see another day. I mean, before you just hop on there and you're just like, I gotta say this, I gotta do this. Just spend some time with you. And I'm talking to us because sometimes I do the same thing. This is the only reason why I came up with this, because obviously I'm talking to myself too. So yeah, just really spend some time unplugging. Before you go to sleep, I also don't feel like you should be on your phone. Because I feel like you're supposed to be trying to go to sleep. And then if you're already seeing something, oh, she did this, I should be doing this. It's just too much, okay? So take some time to unplug. But I want to be clear, unplugging doesn't mean to isolate. And so I feel like isolation can be a dangerous thing, and sometimes it can be a very good thing, because in some time periods in your life, you may need to isolate a little bit. But don't totally isolate and shut people out who love you and who care for you and who are trying to support you, because sometimes one conversation can just shift your mood and make your whole day just feel so much better. And so be careful with isolation, but definitely unplug when you need to. Alright, and the very last thing, it's more of a fun one, but it's one of my favorite ones. And if you know me, you know. But it's be flowy, okay? I had some really funny rules. I'm going to come to you with them before. But one of the main ones was be flowy. And being flowy changed my life. And some of you guys are like, what the heck is flowy, Raya? What does that even mean? It's kind of something I made up, but it's really cool. So I learned a long time ago to just go with the flow. I was going on a lot of family trips at the time, and so many people had their agendas, like of things they wanted to do. And then like it would end in blow-ups or someone being mad or just upset. And I was just like, look, I'm just so happy to be out and away and in a different state. I ain't got time for that. So I just learned at an early age to just kind of go with the flow. Like, just go with the flow, y'all. And I'm not saying like about everything. If you feel like something is stupid or there's something you should get into, of course, like don't do that. But I'm saying like just learn sometimes to just take it easy. Like everything ain't gotta be so serious. Some of y'all be walking around and I feel like from the time you get into a room, you are serious. The whole room gets serious because you don't know how to just chill or just go with the flow. But I really learned, when I learned to be flowy, it was like I had less pressure on myself to just come in and have it all together. Like sometimes I was just like, look, I'm really good. I'm gonna just go with the flow because I don't even have time. My opinion didn't need to be said. You know, I didn't need to stand up for myself in those moments, because sometimes it was just like, all right, you know what? I'm here to chill. I'm here to have a good time. I'm on vacation. You know, there are certain instances where being flowy works, and there are some instances where you just need to like actually put your foot down. But most of the time, it's just kind of like, enjoy your life. Go with the flow. But those are some of my wellness tips. This wasn't like a super like by the book, you should do this, you should do that. But I think with all of these things, I just wanted to remind you, even at the beginning of a year that may have already started off hard for many of you, that it's okay to take the pressure off yourself. And I hope that you learn how to be well in this season, because anything that you do or that you try to do, if it's coming from a stressful place and it's coming from such a hard place because you're trying to control everything, or because you want to see what the end's going to be, or because you want to see how everything's going to work out, and you're concerned about that, if you don't really learn how to navigate this life will really it'll life you. That sounds stupid, but it's so serious. Like life will really it doesn't take any pauses, right? You don't get any real breaks in life to just like push the pause button. It would be nice if we could, but the reality is you can't. And so if you learn how to navigate, it really helps you to just be a happier and healthier person. And I think that's what we're striving for more than anything. So before I wish you success in your business, I wish you wellness. Before I wish you success in your career, I wish you wellness. And so we're on this journey together, and I hope these tips help you today. And if you like this video, go ahead and like it. Physically, like click the like button, like it, and go ahead and subscribe, y'all. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.